Hey everyone, welcome back to Love Hackers, your daily dose of dating advice. I'm Alex Carter.
And I'm Sophie Tanaka.
All right, so let's dive into something a lot of you guys have been asking about how to talk to women in a way that like sparks attraction. You know,
Yeah.
we're going beyond the surface level stuff today. Forget, just be confident. We're going
Yeah,
deeper.
much deeper.
Yeah.
We're talking about the kind of conversations that leave her wanting more, that make you stand out from the crowd of guys who just offer the same old lines.
Exactly. And we've been digging into some advice that really gets to the heart of this. So first things first, what are some of the big conversation killers we need to avoid?
Well, one thing that came up over and over again is trying too hard to say the right thing.
Oh,
It's like you're playing a character instead of being yourself. And believe me, women can spot that a mile away.
oh yeah. It's like that example of like pretending to be a huge fan of, a certain rapper just because she is,
Oh, total.
forced connections built on a lie just don't work.
No, they don't. It all boils down to insecurity, you know? Bragging, interviewing her with endless questions. It's all about trying to impress her instead of connecting with her, and that lack of authenticity is a major turnoff.
So how do we strike that balance between being genuine and, not accidentally insulting her if we disagree?
Well, authenticity isn't about being rude or insensitive. It's about expressing your true self, even if it means admitting that you don't love every single thing she loves. You can have different opinions and still have a great conversation.
Okay, so let's say a guy has accomplished some pretty impressive things in his life. Should he just keep that under wraps?
Not at all. It's not about hiding your accomplishments. It's about how you present them. Instead of brag it, weave them into the conversation. Naturally share your passions, what excites you about your work, what challenges you've overcome. Let those accomplishments highlight your personality, not define it.
This reminds me of a story you told me about a bartender friend of yours.
Right.
His girlfriend was always getting hit on by rich guys, but they never had a chance.
Exactly. They were all flash and no substance. True attraction comes from genuine connection, not from a fat wallet or a fancy car. Think about it. Would you rather have a shallow conversation with someone who's trying to impress you, or a deep, meaningful conversation with someone who's genuinely interested in you?
Okay, so another piece of advice we keep seeing is to focus the conversation on the woman. But some guys might think that sounds manipulative.
It's not about manipulation, it's about showing genuine interest. Think about how good it feels when someone asks you thoughtful questions about your life, your dreams, your passions. It makes you feel seen and understood.
And that's what creates that spark of connection, right? It's not just about filling the silence. It's about getting to know her on a deeper level.
Exactly. And the key is to ask questions that go beyond the surface. Instead of asking, what do you do? Try, what's something you're really passionate about? Instead of, where are you from? Ask, what's your favorite thing about your hometown?
I love that. It's about getting to the why behind the what. Like instead of just asking about her hobbies, you ask why she loves them.
Because the why is where the magic happens. It reveals her values, her motivations, the things that make her unique. And that's what makes a conversation truly captivating.
The advice even suggested some really thought-provoking questions like, if money were no option, what would you be doing with your life right now? Or what's one thing you'd love to learn or experience?
Those are fantastic. They spark her imagination and encourage her to open up about her dreams and aspirations. But remember, even deep questions can be fun and playful. It's all about your tone and delivery.
Yeah, it's like you're creating a space where she feels comfortable being herself and sharing those deeper parts of herself without feeling judged.
Absolutely. And speaking of deeper parts, another important point is to be passionate. The articles talked about sharing your own interests, even if they're not considered cool.
Yeah, this is where I get stuck sometimes. What if my hobbies are a little, shall we say, niche? I don't want to bore her to tears talking about my vintage stamp collection.
You know what's fascinating here? Passion is contagious. When you talk about something you genuinely love, it doesn't matter if it's stamps, video games, or underwater basket weaving. That energy is magnetic.
So it's not about the hobby itself, but how you talk about it.
Exactly. One article gave this example of a guy who loves video games. Instead of just like listing off the games he plays, he talks about like the emotions they evoke, the thrill of victory, the camaraderie with his teammates, the satisfaction of mastering a new skill.
So even if she's never played a video game in her life, she can still connect with that passion.
Precisely. Because we all crave those feelings of excitement, joy, and connection. When you share your passions authentically, you're inviting her to experience those feelings with you.
It's like that saying, enthusiasm is contagious. You can't help but get drawn in when someone's truly passionate about something.
Think about a time when someone talked to you about something they were truly passionate about. Did it matter if you shared that exact same interest?
Not at all. It was their energy, their excitement that drew me in.
It's about tapping into that universal human desire to connect with something bigger than ourselves, something that brings us joy and excitement.
So the key takeaway here is it's not what you talk about, but how you talk about it. Whether it's your hobbies, your experiences, or even your opinions, when you speak with passion and authenticity, you create an energy that draws people in.
Well said. And it makes sense, right? Who would you rather spend time with? Someone who's monotone and bored, or someone who's genuinely excited about life and all its possibilities?
Definitely the latter. And what's interesting is that this applies not just to dating, but to any kind of social interaction.
Absolutely. Whether you're networking, making new friends, or even just chatting with the barista at your local coffee shop, bringing that passion and authenticity to the conversation will make you more memorable and magnetic.
This has been eye-opening, Sophie. Thanks for breaking it all down for us.
My pleasure, Alex. I always love diving deep into these topics with you. And now let's wrap things up for our listeners who are ready to put these tips into action.
Okay, so for everyone out there who is ready to level up their conversation game, let's do a quick recap.
Yeah, think about a time when you were just captivated by someone's passion. What made that conversation so engaging? Was it their energy, the way they spoke, the details they shared?
Yeah, how can you bring that same energy to your own interactions?
Yeah.
Remember, this isn't about faking it.
No, it's about tapping into what genuinely excites you. What are you passionate about? What stories can you share that light you up from the inside?
And here's the best part. You don't need to be a smooth-talking expert to have a great conversation.
Who?
It's about being authentic, being curious, and being present in the moment.
Yeah, and most importantly, it's about being yourself. Let your personality shine through, quirks and all.
Give these tips a try and, see what happens.
Yeah.
You might be surprised by the connections you make both romantically and in all areas of your life.
Exactly.
Well, that's it for today's episode of Love Hackers. I'm Alex Carter.
And I'm Sophie Tanaka.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the art of conversation, hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. And don't forget to share this episode with your friends who could use a little boost in their dating lives.
Until next time, keep those conversations flowing and those sparks flying.
See you soon.